Friends, in case you couldn't tell by my thumbnail here, I'm not all that fond of this knife. Alright, so I'll make this review short and sweet as possible and give you all the details of why I'm not that pleased with my purchase of this knife. Now, we did get this from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and none of that reflects back on them. They've always been a great company, and I've purchased a lot of knives from them and always been very happy with their shipping and their prices. But this knife here is a Bear & Son, and it was referred to me by one of my subscribers as another USA-made knife. All right, I've been trying to find other USA-made knives other than case knives to compare on the channel and bring you more content. And this one here is the 4-inch red stag bone large, and it's a Barlow CRS B180. So we're going to unbox this one here now and get all up close and personal with this knife and find out all the details and my opinions of the Bear & Son Red Stag Barlow. But before we do, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it to any of your friends who might like similar knife content. Alright, so I unboxed the knife and started doing my review. And let me tell you, I sat on this footage for 4 days now. Because when I started giving it an up-close look, I just really wasn't sure about the overall aesthetics of the knife. I didn't really care for how thin the bone handles were. You know, the back spring was good, the walk and talk was decent. Couldn't complain about that. But I don't know. It just didn't have a good look. I didn't like the shield there. It looked dry. You know, I went ahead and oiled it up with some of my One Angry Kid knife oil, and oiled it up pretty good, hoping it would show a little bit better for the video. And it didn't. You know, the bones are cheaper. I don't know. I don't know how they make these bones, but you know, they have a plastic look. Best way I can describe it, you know, it's costume jewelry. I really don't like the shield. It's crooked, and the pins all stick out. The angles, like I said, along the edges are sharp. As I run my finger here, I can feel the sharp edge right there. I mean, it really sticks out. It protrudes. Like I said, the pins protrude. The mainspring, you know, they did a good job there. The centering of the blade was good. Can't complain about that. Right in the middle, but you know, look at the scales area. Just very sharp edges, and I can't complain about the walk and talk. It's decent. You know, now that I got some oil in it, it's a lot better. Still, you know, the blade sticks way out. It doesn't look right. It should fit down in the handle. It literally has a 1/4 inch of movement if I push it down into the handle. That's how far off the fit is on that. It's not unattractive. It's a big sheep's foot blade, but yeah, that's what I want to talk about here. So yeah, it's just not good looking. There's no matchstick on the nail nick. The nail nick, the choil, look at that. It's kind of not in the right spot. It really should be a little bit higher up on the blade. The stamping's not done very well. I don't know what's going on. It looks like a big dent there. This side looks like it was laser etched, not even stamped in there. It's got kind of a, like they're trying to give it a modern look. You know, here, let me go ahead and talk about the specs real quick. So it's got a 3-inch blade, and 2 3/4 of it is a sharpened edge, and the knife is just a hair over 7 inches in length. I'll weigh it here and put it up against some other knives, but really what I want to talk about, because, you know, I'm kind of done talking about the specs on this knife. It is 1095 carbon steel. Let me go ahead and throw that out there. But if you look at these other knives I can compare it to, these are case knives, all right? And they've been making these style of knives for a very long time. And we're talking about the same price point knives. It's not like this is a generic knife, it's half the price or anything. It's the same price as the case knife, and sometimes higher. And you know, the bone's not the same quality, it's not the same thickness. I guarantee the steel in that blade is not as good as the steel in the case knife. You know, you might disagree with me there, but these case knives, they're just a traditional knife. And this knife, along with some of the other manufacturers out there right now, they're trying to make a modern slip joint. They're trying to take a traditional knife and throw some modern flair to it. And believe me, I mean, they're just not doing a good job. There's a reason why these knives has lasted the test of time. And I mentioned this in my last video. They refine these knives over a very long period of time, and they finally get them to where they're just right, just like a 1911 pistol. I mean, that wasn't the best pistol in the world when it came out in 1911, but over the years they've done little modifications and improvements to it, and a modern 1911 is a pretty awesome pistol, you know. A lot better than it was when it first came out. And that's the same thing with these knives. They refined them over the last 100 years and got them right. And now these manufacturers, like this one here, say, oh, I want to make a traditional knife. Well, it's not that great. And you're competing against a company like Case that's been doing it for a long time. And you know, why am I going to pay you? I think I paid $56 for this knife. Why am I going to pay you $56 for this knife when I can get a Sodbuster Junior? Hell, Shepherd's Hills Cutlery has blue Sodbuster Juniors in the $20 range right now. 26 or 28, I can't remember. It's under 30 bucks. You know, so that's 20-some dollars cheaper than this knife right here. And I'll take that Sodbuster Junior any day. So I know this isn't the best knife review in the world. I just I sat here for several days. I wanted to do a positive review, and I just really couldn't. I'm really disappointed in this knife. And like I said, right here, here's the receipt. $54.99 plus tax plus shipping. I paid for this knife, so I'm, you know, well into the $60 range, and I'm angry. One angry kid, right? So here's the deal, alright? If you stuck around and watched this, I appreciate it. I know this isn't the best knife review. So the first person that buys a 2-pack of One Angry Kid knife oil from oneangrykid.com, I'm going to throw this knife in the box with that knife oil. And you're going to get this knife for free. Okay? I only got one, so just the first one that does that is going to get this knife, because I don't want it here. And I don't want to do a giveaway or a drawing. It's not even worth that. I'm just going to throw it, and the next One Angry Kid knife oil order I get, bang, this one goes in there and it gets it off my desk, okay? You can do something with it. Maybe you can give it to somebody for a Christmas gift, a re-gift, or something like that. Other than that, I don't recommend you buy Bear & Sons. I mean, they are no better than Frost Cutlery. This should be a $15 knife at the most. Watch this. Here's your cut test. I forgot about this. Look at this. You buy a $56 knife and you can't even cut. I put it on my strop. This is just a section. I stropped this knife for probably a good 5 or 10 minutes, you know, and even moved over to the smooth side and even put it on my little Spyderco Stone for a second. And this thing, look, this is the best I could get it. Watch. Failure, huh? That sucks. totally disappointed. All right. I mean, I would have to re-profile this knife, and I'm just not going to waste my time because the quality of that steel is probably just not there. You know, if they can't send it to me in the box sharp enough to cut a piece of paper, I don't need it. And I don't need to give them my money anymore. So I recommend don't buy Bear & Sons. Thanks for watching my video. Sorry it wasn't more positive. Have a good night.